What kind of changes have you seen in Lawrence from like back when you were a little kid and now right now?
Jobs. Working in it, it's really glaring, and it's Detroit smaller. When General Motors took all their jobs out, there goes the tax base, there goes the ability to hire police and fire and teachers, and it's the same thing here. When the mills moved out or with automation reduced their workforces, the need for semi-skilled and unskilled labor just really left us crippled. When you drive around Lawrence, you see the smokestacks and the brick buildings, and that's about a third of what it was when I was younger, and probably an even smaller percentage than when my father was. My father will be 80 later this year. So just think of all those jobs that are gone with it, and it's not like they went to China or South Carolina. They're just gone. With automation, there's really not a lot of need for semi-skilled, or as much need for semi-skilled labor. In my life, a big turning point was the fire at Malden Mills. When that burned down, that reduced their payroll by about half. They rebuilt, but went automated. So the machines were doing the napping, the knitting, the cutting, the measuring. What would be a semi-skilled job was now just upgraded to all automated. So a laser would do the cut, very precise, very quick, and lost roughly half the workforce. They did bring in more engineers to maintain, but one engineer with that kind of equipment can do the work of maybe 10 or 12 guys. Yeah. And yeah, it's definitely, that was a big turning point in my lifetime. That was over 10 years ago now.
Can you describe your job a little more?
Sure. My job is a lot of fun. I work with great people, but my job is to sell Lawrence. My two target audiences are the businesses that are here, to keep them here, even if it's one job, keep them there, sole proprietor. I want them to do business here, and then encourage other businesses to come and grow here. I've been doing this now for 9 years, and we've had some great corporate neighbors come into Lawrence. If you buy any breads, like Pepperidge Farm bagels or things like that, they might be made here. Some higher end artisan breads that are sold throughout Market Basket and Stop and Shop in this region. There's some very high end bakeries here. We have a Lebanese Middle Eastern food producer, Joseph's, that's here. And so food is good because you can make food. They can teach you how to make food, and that's always in demand. If the recession hits, automotive, people still have to eat, and it's always good to have food manufacturing here. And then we're working right now, the city is working with a pipe and valve manufacturer that just bought a Staples building. Staples had a distribution warehouse here, and they consolidated that. So the building was relatively new, not 20 years old, and pipe manufacturer bought it. They make specialized pipe for high pressure work, and they're going to do that work here in Lawrence now. About 50 people to start, and hopefully they'll continue to grow.
So what does Lawrence, or like you guys in city office, have tried to do to get jobs back, or try to help all these people?
Sure. We are very lucky. The new mayor has really helped change the perception of doing business in Lawrence, and we have cheap square footage. That's really what I have against Andover and North Carolina, and I probably have the cheapest square footage outside of China.
I only have a couple more minutes, but I'd like to know, do you know why your parents or grandparents chose Lawrence?
Work. The jobs were here. The jobs were here. So the unemployment was, almost non-existent. You see pictures of the 1900s up through the early 50s of just, you could walk across the street and get another job tomorrow. It might not be a great job or first shift, but there was work. And that's not unique to Lawrence, that's Detroit. People go there for the jobs, and where the jobs are, where the people will go.